new one, new one, new one, new one, new one. I just flooded my wrist, this a new one. Feeling low with my stick, bought a new one. When it cost a new coupe, this a new one. Had to cut that bitch out, got a new one. New chain, new watch, new bed.
So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy Ellen. I'm back. Now, yesterday we showed y'all lions and against humans tug of war. Today we're gonna show you what happens when these dummies. Nah, I ain't gonna call them dummies. Let's not call them dummies. Let's back it up. Let's back it up. When these idiots. Nah, let me stop, man. But anyway, we're gonna show you today. Lions show tourists why you must stay inside your car. Now, we watched them play tug of war against several humans, like not no little scrawny humans, like, you know what I'm saying? Stocky dudes was on that rope pulling, bro, pulling, and they really wasn't budging them lions at all. So you already know somewhat, you got a somewhat gauge of their strength and power, all right? So when you pull up beside them riding slow, if they want to get through that window or possibly damage that vehicle, they can do it. Let's check it out.
Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Lion shows tourists why you must stay inside your car.
That's inherently dangerous. That's way too close. That's just, look at the space. There's no space. And all these fools got cameras outside their vehicles getting shots. Ain't no photo op worth that.
I want you guys to picture this. You have on the most safari outfit straight out of a movie. Picture the guys from the Jumanji movie. And you're somewhere in the dusty plains of Africa enjoying the sunset as you birdwatch or something else typically touristy. Then out of nowhere, the loudest growl you've ever heard. And you see the biggest cat you've ever seen charging at you at full speed, teeth glaring. No, this isn't a house cat, not even a leopard. I'm talking about the lion. I wish that image that I made you think of was a made-up story, but it's not. Don't believe me? Well then, Doubting Thomas, stick around and watch 10 times.
Y'all see the way he just jerked his head like that? Him just jerking his head like that makes me nervous, fam. Like, I was scared for that dude. Just watch the way he jerked his head.
It's not. Don't believe me? Well then, Doubting Thomas, stick around and watch 10 times safaris went from fun and thrilling to scary and even deadly. Number 10, the North will always remember. In 2015, Catherine Chappell, a former Game of Thrones editor, was clawed to her demise by a lion in South Africa. The lion attacked Chappell in a South African lion park. What's ironic is the fact that Chappell wasn't in Johannesburg just for the sights. The film editor was also on a volunteer assignment with the objective to protect wildlife all over the country.
You heard what they said, right? Let me go back so you can hear what they said where she was.
The lion attacked Chappell in a South African lion park.
In a what business did she have inside of a lion park? Somebody explain that to me. Why? Why were you there? Okay, I get it. You were on a safari to save the animals. Cool. Do that from a distance. Don't be where they you know what I'm saying? Don't be in their habitat like that close to them, bro. They don't know you're trying to save them. There's no way for them to know. All they do is look at you and they say, Either they want to play, they play too rough, or they feel threatened, they want to attack, or somewhere in between. Either way, your chances of death are very high.
What's ironic is the fact that Chappell wasn't in Johannesburg just for the sights. The film editor was also on a volunteer assignment with the objective to protect wildlife all over the country. The incident took place while she and her team were being driven through a lion park. At some point during the trip, a lioness took hold of the graphic effects creator. According to witnesses, Chappell had her windows rolled down and were in the process of taking photographs of her surroundings, and it was then, supposedly, that the lion saw the chance and attacked. Before we move on, I've got a little...
And see, that's the thing. You think because they're calm, because they look very calm, and they just, you know, they chill, and they don't really make quick, sudden bursts unless they they honed in on something. You never know, bro. They're very deceptive. Very, very deceptive. And she probably was there and they got close and she probably thought, you know, I still have enough safe distance in between us, but nah, bro.
Challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete the button and hit the notification bell. It really works. Number 9, home or away, the Lions will play. If you're one to squirm and wince, then this definitely is not for you. I want you to imagine this level of betrayal. You open a sanctuary for your furry, not-so-little friends to keep them away from poachers and the meanness of the world in general. And how do they repay your generosity? By mauling you halfway to death. Well, I guess maybe they were playing rough with him, right? They are, after all, wild animals. The video was recorded by a tourist in a South African safari park, and in it you can see a lion drag a man from a tour truck by his neck, tightly holding him in its jaws as if he were a rag doll. He makes his way with the man still in his jaws into a nearby bush, while one witness cries and another begs for a rifle to help him. The footage then ends with the sound of gunshots and screaming. It turns out the man was actually the park's owner, Michael Hodge. Apparently, Hodge moved to South Africa with his family because of his immense love for lions. Get this, Hodge had actually bottle-raised the lion who pounced on him and cared for it all his life. A whole decade. It really is the things that you love that kill you. Hodge thankfully made a speedy recovery, but the haunting question remains. If you can't trust a savage beast that you raised from infancy, can you really tame a wild cat?
You can not. I don't know how many times I've had to say this, bro, but I sound like a broken record, and I don't care. People seriously think just because they raise them from a pup or from a cub or whatever it is, and they bottle feed them and everything like that. They think that animal's loyalty is to them. It is not. That's a wild animal. You cannot tame a wild animal. And even if you do, him playing with you can kill you. You know what I'm saying? Him playing with you, him just throwing one of his paws just to kind of hit you in the face, can give you a concussion, ultimately kill you. Like, bro, they're strong. You know what I mean? They don't know their own strength. They don't know you can't handle that.
Number 8, lions are not house cats. We've seen wild animals being kept as pets in movies, and there's a pretty good reason why we've only ever seen that realistically in movies. Some things only work in fantasy. Animals are not adrenaline toys, and they shouldn't be treated like so. Michael Prasek learned this in perhaps the most extreme way. The Czech man owned a 9-year-old big cat, as well as a lioness for breeding. Why would you need to breed lions? For what? To reenact Narnia in your backyard? Or a circus? This naturally drew concerns from local residents. It didn't take too long to figure out why this was a bad idea. Mr. Prasek's father discovered his body in the lion's cage and told local media it had apparently been locked from the inside. I feel bad for the animals because despite living in separate pens, they had to be shot dead. According to the police spokesperson, this was totally required for them to get to the man. Mr. Prasek, 33, bought the lions and kept them in homemade enclosures. Talk about the father of bad ideas. And kept them in his backyard. He'd even already been denied planning permission to build the enclosures, and was afterwards fined for illegal breeding. It's almost like the universe kept throwing signs about how bad of an idea this was, but nothing stands in the way of love, no. There was, however, no evidence of animal cruelty, and there was nowhere to take them if they were seized, so the lions could not be removed by force. Maybe the incident finally helped put an end to this long-term problem. Also, maybe just don't keep murderous beasts as pets next time? Number 7, British Wildlife Journal.
They was just looking at him. That's what I be saying, bro. You know, the lions just be like, you know, I get you when I want to. Not today. Next day, not today. Next day, not today. And it just one day, today I'm finna kill him. You know what I'm saying? Like today, he walking here today, he's dead. You know, today I'm extra hungry. That little bit of food he gonna give me ain't enough. I know where to find some extra food at. Let him walk in here. And then it happens.
Journalist and author, last words. Delved from the Jaws of Death sounds like a pretty catchy title for an action movie or novel, but like most of the things from this list, it's not. Charles Starmer Smith is one lucky writer. He managed to somehow wrestle off a lion and escape mostly unscathed. Thank heavens the lion still had his milk teeth. Otherwise, this would have been a completely different story. Probably his last. Adult lions have canines the size of one's thumb, so you can only imagine how badly that would have turned out. The first mistake was inviting this inexperienced and jumpy journalist into the literal lion's den. I suspect it was those two guys hunkering over him that made the lion feel threatened and react in the way he would if tussling his mates in the wild. No one likes being looked down upon. Has no one ever taught you that? You don't tickle a lion in the tummy and not expect to be tickled back. The first rule in the Jungle Book, if you want to tickle an animal's belly, try it at home with your tame house cat, not the king of the jungle. And it doesn't matter if he's still in a cage, he is still king. More often than not,
This fool said don't tickle a lion if you don't want to be tickled back. Yo, this a fool.
you're likely to end up with 4 paws and a whole lot of sharp claws enveloped around you. Can't we all just agree that lions aren't pets, and although they are cute, nothing about them is worthy enough that they should be kept as pets, and that we should just leave them alone? Number 6. Philia the Chill. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't think I am, but from my understanding, wild lions are pretty hazardous, especially if you like your head on your shoulders. But after watching, I'm not so sure. In the clip, a very calm lion hops into a safari vehicle full of tourists. You can see my confusion. This happened in the course of a safari at the Tigan Safari Park in Vilnohursk in Crimea. A lion named Philia.
Why? Why? Somebody please, while I put my phone on silent, somebody please explain to me why. Why? That just looked like Death Valley. Death Valley. You're walking in and you're surrounded by lions, but yet you're in this vehicle with no protection on each side of you. They could just stick their neck through the vehicle. No, man, no.
Beautiful name, by the way, got on a vehicle full of people. Once on board, he went on to snuggle the tourists and even got comfier, giving them big lion licks. Oleg Zubkov, the park's owner, was driving when Philia came on board. He quickly got out of the car as Philia came and kept an eye on her contact with the tourists. Surprisingly, they all seemed calm and sincerely delighted at the lion climbing all over them. A couple were even able to take a selfie with Philia. Out of curiosity, why was no one consumed with fear or a crushing sense of their own feeble mortality? Am I being paranoid? Eventually, Philia leapt out of the car and the tourists went on with their safari unscathed. Apparently, the park is famous for letting its big cats wander freely without any barriers separating them from the visitors. And in another mind-blowing twist, interactions between the wildlife and humans are actually encouraged. There's even footage of these interactions on the park's YouTube channel. In case you're like me, you think that all this sounds unsafe and reckless, and you're
Super reckless. That's gotta be the dumbest family I ever seen, bro. Are you serious? Like, what made you want to do that? What made you put that on your bucket list? That, if anything, is gonna speed the process up. Oh, you know, I got several things to do on my bucket list, man. One of the things I want to do is a safari. Dead. Now you're dead. Bucket list over. How did that work out for you? Like, come on, man. You cannot be like, I'm a thrill seeker and all, but that's a death seeker. That's not a thrill seeker.
absolutely correct. Recently, there was an incident of a lion at the park biting a visitor. Although, in their defense, the tourist is fine. But still, delightful as it is to see Philia snuggling with tourists, it's worth remembering that lions aren't innocent little kittens. Number 5, dumbest tourist ever.
He'd have started attacking it, and then the reporters would have showed up for the survivors. What happened? I don't know. Just all of a sudden, he just started. That's exactly how they just started off the question, to answer the question, and it would piss me off.
Ever. A tourist in Tanzania was caught on video unwisely reaching out of a safari vehicle to tap a lion on the head. I don't see how anyone would think this is a good idea. In the video, the tourist's arm can be seen reaching out of a window from the vehicle to touch the back of the lion, resting next to the car. The big guy isn't seen straight away reacting to his touch, but moments later he's seen baring his fangs and growling at the tourist through the window. In obvious panic, the tourist then yells several times at his friend to shut the window. The video, appropriately titled "Dumbest Tourist Ever," is perhaps the most accurate representation of not minding your business. The lion could have easily torn the arm off the person without even breaking a sweat. It would have pulled the tourist straight out of that window before they had time to react and finished him off immediately.
Ooh.
It was an extremely...
Did you see him jump at him? Did you see him? And I ain't even there and I jumped. Like, what the fuck? No. That was just a pump fake. Like, son, if I want you, I can get you. Like, he pump faking him.
Stupid thing to do. But then again, humans have been known to make some questionable choices. Number 4. Please don't invite the lion in. A family was observing lions from what they thought was the safety of their car at a safari park in South Africa, and they learned that you should always keep your door locked. In the video, a seemingly inquisitive lioness opens a passenger door with her mouth, provoking shrieks and quick action. The passengers quickly manage to shut the door again and lock it. One of them can even be heard sighing and saying, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know they could do that. That makes 2 of us." Although this has been known to happen before in South Africa, this isn't something I want happening twice to me. My doors are remaining bolted shut, thank you very much. Number 3, a picture at whatever cost. Photographers are a creative bunch. There's no denying that. But what lengths would they go to get the perfect shot? Well, for nature photographer Graham Springer, the answer is any. The problem comes when you don't realize just how much at risk you put yourself in till the potential danger strikes. Graham came face to face with his subject, a 300-pound lioness, and surprisingly kept his cool. This is a level of professionalism we can only aspire to. He stood still while the lioness sniffed around before walking away.
He stood still. Are you standing there like she a T-Rex? Like she can't see you. You gonna try to just stand stiff, don't move? No, she see you, bro, and she smells you.
One sudden move and things would have been looking real bloody for Graham. At the end of this ordeal, he even lets out a laugh. Of course, only when the lioness is out of range. He's way more courageous than I'll ever be, and to be honest, I'm okay with that. Photo was sent to us by a subscriber, so if you come across the photo online and want to know more stuff about it, just send it over to us. We might even feature it in a future video. Number 2, I wish you would. This picture was taken on the S1 near Skukuza in the Kruger National Park in South Africa. Luckily, we were able to get a full video clip on it. Despite Sandpark having clear rules on how tourists should behave while in their cars, the video shows tourists hanging out of their car while taking pictures of a lion, just casually chilling by the road and doing what big cats do on their days off.
I bet that's at the top of the list. Do not stick your head or any body parts out the window. What are they doing? The complete opposite, bro.
Understandably, they're cramping his style, and he chooses to let them know. He barks at them, basically telling him that if he decided to attack, there wouldn't have been enough time to save themselves. Number 1, freaky circus.
We all know the windows don't go up fast. He just started running, the window goes up. That's how the speed your window goes up. Man, lion would have been and attacked you, broke the window, ate you, and been back over there chilling by the time you could have got that window up.
Kiss. This may not be within a jungle safari, but it's worth a notable mention since it's one of the most insane footages we have ever seen. Growing up, when the circus arrives into town, everything else would stop. The fun, the activities, the atmosphere. There's no denying that in that respect, circuses are completely stunning. A circus in Alexandria, Egypt came to a halt when one of the animal trainers were attacked by the circus's lions during a live show and passed away. It's a terrifying thing to imagine, let alone see, especially in a packed audience with children watching. In the video, Islam Shaheen is seen training 2 lions, but at some point, a 3rd lion comes into play and starts attacking Islam. The music in the background then ends up cutting, and all that can be heard are the blood-curdling screams as the attack is taking place. At this point, it's needless to say that lions should just be left alone in the wild so they can do wild things and avoid any form of human contact.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with the whole safari thing. No. Nope, not at all. I keep my appropriate distance. And even the circuses, man, I like to have a good distance and a good straightaway to the car. You know what I'm saying? Like, you heard, they don't happen often, but they do happen. With them animals, man, they've had enough of being displayed in front of people and made to do tricks and stuff. And one day they get real pissed off. It's over with. It's nothing you can do. You know what I mean? Listen, y'all get at me in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think, man. Lion shows tourists why you must stay inside the car. Till the next reaction, I'm out. Peace. Y'all stay solid. Hey.